The souls that have been initiated by a perfect living master, when they die, they see the perfect living master who takes care of them. And he places them either in another life, if they've not been able to do their spiritual exercises or work and complete it in the next life, or makes them do work in the astral plane and take them gradually up. They never get reborn again. Those who are not initiated, they normally see at the time of death a whole synopsis of their life and where it is leading them. And they can see that the karma of this life which is just ended is creating events for them for the future. They can see those events as they die. And at the time of death, they can either be in a hold-up state in the overlap, as I was mentioning, astrophysical overlap. And if the death is unnatural, they are generally in the overlap for quite a while as a disembodied spirit, or they take birth once again in a different form. But the families of those who are initiated, they are initiated in due course. It's a big advantage to the families. Not only the families, up to 7 generations, they say, benefit from one initiate. If one person gets initiated by a perfect living master, 7 generations are affected by that. Now somebody asked, Great Master, when you say 7 generations, is it the past 7 generations or the future? He said, what's the difference? Same people recirculate. The same souls are born in the same location, same areas, same people. Just for the sake of karma. But for an initiate, death is not the kind of experience that we think it is. We are afraid of death. But if you do your meditation and withdraw your attention, it's like death. There's no difference in the total withdrawal of attention from the body and what you experience than what you will experience when you physically die in the body. And this is why sometimes it's called dying while living. And you heard that story of that parrot. There was a businessman in India. This is just for relief, comic relief. I'm telling stories in the middle of a heavy discourse. There was a businessman in India. He used to go to Africa to do import and export business. He would carry some Indian silks and so on and bring some cashew nuts and things from Africa. Every year he would go. In his trip to Africa, he used to pass through an African jungle where there were beautiful parrots. And he said, why not take one of these parrots home and I can have a pet in the house? So he captured one parrot, took a cage and brought him to India. And every day he would feed that parrot with the finest kind of food that the parrots like. I don't know if you have parrots as pets, but they love red and green chili, and they love a mixture of wheat and with little brown sugar, and you mix it up. They love that. That's called churi. So mirch is chili and churi is that concoction, and he would feed him mirch and churi every day, and the parrot would dance and laugh and learn many languages in that cage. Once when he was going back to Africa, he asked his parrot, you have been away from home for a long time. Do you have any message to give to your folks? He said, tell them I am enjoying my mirch and my churi and I am enjoying living in this cage and dancing. He said, okay, I'll tell them. So he went to Africa after finishing his business. He went to that forest and called all the parrots. He said, come along here, folks. You remember I took one of you to India? He has sent you a message. The message is, he's enjoying his life in the cage. He eats churi and mirch and dances and sings every day. On hearing this, one elderly parrot sitting on a branch of a tree had tears in his eyes and he fell down dead. He felt very sad. This guy must have been very close to my parrot that he could not stand my message. Anyway, feeling sad, he went back home and told the parrot that I conveyed your message to the parrots in the jungle, but one parrot must have been very close to you. Because when I told him that you are enjoying your life in the cage, eating churi and mirch and dancing and singing, he had tears in his eyes and he died. On hearing this, the parrot in the cage had tears in his eyes, and he died. He said, "What a foolish man I am. If I knew it was such a serious message for that parrot, I shouldn't have told him. But anyway, the bird is dead, so he took the dead bird out and threw it out of the cage. And as soon as he threw the bird out, the bird flew and sat on top of a tree." And he said, "You aren't dead after all?" He said, "No, nor is the other parrot dead. He just sent me a message through you. He said, if you want to get out of the cage, die while living." So the meditational practice is dying while living. And once you have done it, you're never afraid of death.